So Jared, I know that you are a longtime comics fan. So before we talk about your amazing new book, tell me like what kind of comics were you into when you were young, or what got you into comics? You know, what do you love in the comic world?
Yeah, when I was a kid, my parents bought me an Essentials collection for Spider-Man, and it was the first one. So I was probably 7 or 8, and you know, it's the first, I don't know if you know those collections, but yeah. Black and white reprints, it's like the first 20 issues of Amazing or whatever, and I devoured it. I mean, I have the book at home, it's just absolutely beat to hell, summer camps and everything else. So that combined with, you know, X-Men cartoons, Spider-Man cartoons, my brothers had a bunch of Image comics in a box, so I was reading all the Spawn stuff. Maybe not age appropriate, but I was doing it anyways and enjoying it. But yeah, so it kind of just stacks year after year after year, and the older I got, the more I got into it, and it's just been a huge passion of mine for a long time. But nowadays, I still read a lot of Spider-Man, but I love a lot of Image books. I'm really into the graphic novel stuff too. So it's a big mix. I really try to read as much as I can. I also buy a lot of books totally blind. If I hear any buzz or if I like a cover, I just buy it. I don't read the back, and I just read it. And so then you end up getting into like weird European stuff and all this other stuff. But I just like the medium, so I'm into all of it. You know?
Awesome, I love that. And so I mean, it sounds like a natural path for you to then eventually start to create your own. But you know, you're writing and drawing your Bridge Planet 9. What you know, how did you kind of come to deciding to actually sit down and create your own comics?
Yeah, you're right. It was always kind of a like ping-ponging thing. I had written some stuff and worked with other artists that it just wasn't really working well. I just started working on my art a lot more and realized like, yeah, I want to do something. I want to have a book that is really mine, that I made front to back. And so I started making one-shots. I did another graphic novel before this one. So it's been a journey. I think there's also a lot of creators, like I read Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire, and that was kind of like a gateway into a lot of his work, and I just really admired that type of path of like just being the guy doing the stuff. I mean, he's working with an incredible colorist and all that too as well, but a lot of his own books, and there's just something really, I love comics across the board, but there's something really fascinating about books that have a start, middle, end, and are made with one person, you know? Kind of front to back, Essex County or whatever it is. It's just something, there's just magical.
Yeah, and so now I've read an advanced copy of Bridge Planet 9. Loved it.
Awesome.
But for people who maybe, you know, haven't come across it yet, know it's about, you just tell us a little bit about the story and, you know, what's the world about?
Yeah, so it's a sci-fi heist book. One of the posts that Top Shelf made said space crime. I was like, yeah, space crime. But it's about 4 thieves. They're flying out to this dead colony planet, and there's a freighter coming through that they're trying to steal from, and it's self-piloted. So the concept is that the heist should be just them. There shouldn't be anybody anywhere near around for millions and millions of miles. Of course, it doesn't go smoothly, and that's the book. So it's kind of an adventure, but it's kind of some crime stuff, and I think there's a lot of kind of unexpected twists and turns, I would say. So,
for sure. Yeah, there was a big twist that I did not see coming that I thought was really exciting.
Cool.
And you know, one of the things I liked about it too is I think it reads well as a straight like sci-fi heist comic, but it seems like there's also a little bit of some reflections on the real world. You know, maybe a little bit of social commentary, but nothing heavy-handed, which I thought was really well done. Was that, you know, intentional? Did you know, was something you were thinking about a lot, or was it just kind of how the story unfolded?
I think it's kind of both. I mean, there's definitely, I try to write stories and make art that feels like it's coming from me. I think when art is personal and honest, that's when it works the best. Yeah. I also think that comics are, especially graphic novel, are concise, you know, like there's only so much space to tell the story you want to, and so it's always a balance of kind of plot elements and emotional beats and trying to mix those things. So, you know, had this been like a traditional novel, maybe there would have been more exposition to some of that stuff, but I also think the beauty of comics is that you leave those spaces for the readers, you know, that they can kind of figure out what they think in between the panels or what the characters are thinking in certain moments. This book doesn't have any narration or anything, so yeah, so I think the social commentary and things like that is light in a sense, but it's also sort of like, I want you to do the work, you know? What do you think is happening in this story? And I think that's really fascinating. I think a lot of film does that really well too, you know?
Okay, simple question.
Yeah.
Aliens is my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
And there's a character named Hudson in your book. Coincidence? Coincidence or not?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
No, I love the first Alien movie. That is one of my all-time
Okay,
favorite
all right.
movies. So I don't think it's hard to figure out that there's maybe some Wayland Utoni and some other things happening in this book.
Right.
Yeah. So no, you're not off the mark.
Okay, I was just curious. All right, and I just want to, one other thing I wanted to ask you about too. I know you're a musician. You're in a band called Holdover, which I've just discovered and I'm really enjoying.
Sick.
So what, do you anything about the band that people should check out, or that do you want to pimp out the band for a minute?
Yeah, I play guitar and sing in a band called Holdover, and I like it. It's a passion project. It's not a money-making machine by any means, but yeah, I love it. And if you like rock, emo-y stuff, you should check it out. Really.
Yeah. And it makes a good soundtrack, I found out, to Bridge Planet 9.
Wow, that's cool.
I was listening to Holdover and reading the graphic novel at the same time, and it worked very well together.
I haven't told anybody this yet, actually, but I have a Spotify playlist for Bridge Planet 9 that I might have to push out at some point.
Yeah,
it's just like
cool.
bands I listen to or whatever. But that's cool to hear.
Awesome, I love that. All right, anything else you'd like people to know about the new book, or anything else you're working on?
I don't think so. Check it out. I'm really, really proud of it. It's definitely a book that I would buy if somebody else made it, and it's coming out soon. And you can follow me on Instagram. I'm definitely going to make more comics in the future. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.